Hey y'all, so today hopefully we'll get finished up here. I've got the tube slide anchored. I'm gonna show you how I did that. We're gonna get started doing the double slide over here, getting that anchored down, and then all we've got left is the fireman pole, and this thing will be finally completed and ready for mulch. So let me show you what I did here. Like I said, I already got this one done. So we just anchored it to this concrete block, just so that if the block ever moves, the slide will move with it. Or actually, hopefully, having that anchored like that will keep anything from moving. So I just used, like I said, or like I just showed you, I just used these corner brackets. Let's see. So this one I couldn't get that hole, just with the angle of the slide and everything. I couldn't get a second anchor in there, but it really doesn't need it. So I just used some stuff that I already had. You can get these at Home Depot or any auto parts store. It's just an assortment of machine and wood screws. I use the machine screws for that, with a little nut on the back of it. And to get into the concrete block, just used a masonry bit and then used these kind of multi-purpose anchors. So these are just for drywall, masonry, stucco, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I did with those. That's done. Look, girls are already enjoying it, loving it. Say hey.
Huh?
Say hey.
What?
Say hey to everybody. Say hey. Okay, they're not interested. So the last thing I got to do is get the get this double slide anchored. I'll let you guys see how I did that, and then we got to get the fireman pole installed, and then I'm gonna fill this area in with gravel. So you can see over here we've got 3 of these timbers high, and that's the height that I wanted it. It's about 8-9 inches, something like that. Over here we are 5 right here and 6 in the corner. So we're really low on this side, and instead of bringing in a bunch of extra mulch, I've got a big pile of gravel right here. So I'm going to use that and just backfill in this area with gravel. Just to kind of take up some of that space so I don't have to buy quite so much mulch. It gets pretty expensive when you start getting this much of it. I think I'm gonna need like 15 yards or something like that. So that's the plan for today. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm just gonna put one of these corner brackets on each side of this slide right here. We'll put one on here and then one in the exact same spot. I'm just gonna put them all the way on the end. Got a hammer drill, so we're gonna put it on the hammer drill setting and then just drill some holes. These don't have to be straight, it's not a big deal. It's just a tiny little corner bracket, so I can't get the angle on it, so we're just gonna drill them a little bit crooked. So I forgot that I used hollow blocks for this one, so that's why you're seeing it kind of give way right there. So we're gonna put our anchors in there. These are gonna kind of go at an angle, obviously. That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing screwed in a little bit. Get this one started. So we're gonna go ahead and drill through here. Hopefully I'll have a bolt long enough. All right, y'all, so I don't think I have any bolts that are the right size for this, or machine screws. So what I'm gonna do instead, and this is actually hollow in here, so I'm just gonna drill out these front 2 holes so that I can get the screw head through this front piece, and that way it'll be long enough to get into that bracket on the back. Perfect. Got it in on the back side.
Daddy, what are you doing?
Getting your slide anchored, baby. All right, y'all, so here is our fireman's pole. We'll go ahead and get it opened up here. All right.
What's that, Dad?
So this is gonna sit roughly right in there somewhere. It's got a bracket piece that'll go over here that this will attach to. Now they want you to bury the bottom of this thing about 1.5 inches in the ground, I believe it is. And that's just, you know, to keep it from moving around. There is a plate that they have that'll slide over the end of this that is to anchor with rebar. So this is the little plate. So it's got the rebar holes in there. Comes with some U-shaped rebar to put in there. But since we are elevated, I don't think that we're going to be able to get into the ground. So I'm going to look and see. I'm going to go ahead and get this board up here installed that this screws into. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. And once I get done with that, I'll see where we are down at the bottom. So I think what I'm going to have to do is bury like a 4x4 or 6x6 or something like that in the ground, and then drill a hole in the top of it that I can set this down in. So that's kind of my plan right now. I may just use a 4x4 because it'll be easier to dig a 4x4 hole, and then if I need to put a piece of wood on top of that for this, then I can. But that's kind of my tentative plan right now. We'll see how that works. Let me get this this board put in, and we'll see where we are. All right, so I've got my mark right here. This is where our 4x4 is going to go. So what I'm going to do is just kind of center this post hole digger on it, and then just enlarge this hole a little bit. So basically all I'm doing here is getting a mark on where I'm gonna dig before I pull this up, since I'm not quite centered up. Oh, that's great. Just gonna go ahead and mark that a little bit. So that's gonna be my center mark. So based on that, what you just saw, this is going to be a giant pain. So here's my plan. My plan is to take that same tool and just start chipping away at this rock. Now I don't know how big it is. I believe it's a fairly big rock. Hopefully it's not just an actual boulder, because that would be awful. But I guess what I'm gonna do is just start chipping away at it and see where we get. Whew. This thing is stout, that's for sure. Looks like that might be the edge of it right there. Go. There we go. Goodness gracious. Woo! All right. So those are the two massive boulders we just pulled out of there, along with some other pieces. All right. So I'm going to clean out some of this little spade shovel. Hopefully, that's as deep as the big rock goes. Okay, y'all, so what I've done is I went ahead and got a 2x6 and drilled a hole in it. I centered it with the where the pole's going to go. And then I marked out the anchor locations for the pole so I can make sure I don't hit those with the drill. So I'm going to go ahead and probably drill at an angle here to get these screws in, just because I believe I'm overhanging. Yeah, I'm going to have these really close to this hole if I don't. So I'm going to drill them at a little bit of an angle, and they probably don't need pre-drilling, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you can see what we've done here. So I've got all our screws in there. I've got the hole. You know, this is a 2x6, so it's actually 1.5 inches deep. So that's going to be fine for our fireman's pole. It's actually going to be a lot more than it actually needs. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this plate on here. So this will sit right here. The hole in the wood is actually just a little bit bigger than what this is, which is perfectly fine. There we go. All right, so we got that set up. I'm going to kind of loosely set it down in here, and then I'm going to go get the pole. We'll set the pole in here and anchor it up top, and then we'll get this thing packed in there with dirt. I'm going to start filling this hole in. Thankfully I've got a big pile of dirt over here left over from another thing that we had done, so I'm just going to start slowly packing it in here. All right, y'all, it is finally finished. So we got everything installed, got everything done, got the dirt put in. So let's just take a quick walk around. All right, so we've got the swing portion here, 2 swings and trapeze bar. We got it all anchored in with rebar. We got the main structure here, got a little telescope on top, got the tic-tac-toe. Got a little grill. I don't have all the accessories over here yet. Just figured I'll wait till I get all the mulch in here. I've got mulch lined up for tomorrow, but let's finish off with the little review here. So we got slide, got that anchored in. Our front door right there. There's our telescope. We got the tube slide. Got it anchored in. Oh, that reminds me. I do have one more thing I gotta do. I gotta put a, I'm gonna put a corner bracket right here just to hold the slide in place really, really well. I mean, it's pretty solid, but it can move a little bit. Got our climbing wall. and our fireman's pole. Got that anchored in. Looks good. All right, so over here I put that that gravel. There's a lot of dirt and asphalt and all kind of stuff mixed in with it. But I got all that in and spread out. Got everything fairly level. I'm not really concerned about it being perfect. Obviously, we're putting mulch on top of this. The mulch is what I'll worry about getting level. But I really just wanted to make sure that I had enough dirt and gravel fill, basically. Enough fill in here that I don't have to buy way more mulch than I need. So I've got a mulch delivery coming tomorrow. It's going to be 15 yards of certified playground mulch, and it should fill this whole thing. So I did the calculations. We've got a couple little cutouts there and corners cut off and stuff like that, so I'll probably have a little more than I really need, which is great, because I ordered enough for 6 inches deep. I would love it to be a little bit more than that. So we should have just a little more. It's not going to be like another inch or anything like that, just with these little small areas right there and here that we've kind of cut off the corners on, and over there. But we'll have a little bit extra. That'll be nice. Get it a little thicker in some areas. So here we are, and I will see you guys tomorrow when the mulch arrives.